what's going on? We're back. It's podcast number 3, I think.
Yep, number 3.
We're back. Third time's the charm. They say
number 3.
Good things come in threes, and this podcast has made it to 3. I would say it's a shocker for me, but we have made it to 3. So happy to be here, and we're happy that you're here with us too.
All we have to do is turn the lights on and turn the camera on at this point. So I'm not that surprised.
Yeah,
it also does take effort.
Yeah.
That's the hard part.
Sometimes.
That's the hard part.
But we do want to say a quick thank you for tuning in, sticking with us. Everybody's been commenting a bunch on the page, lots of follows and likes. We appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving us. So hopefully that leads to a bunch more. We've got so much stuff coming out. I don't know what'll be out by the time this is out, but we've got like 5 or 6 pedals. We got a bass demo coming out from some new friends that we made. Both of our obviously this is a change for you, but then my whole board, I'm going to a board from Iraq, so we've got lots of change in our personal lives. Can't wait to talk about it. And I'm seeing some concerts here soon. I've been to some concerts here soon, so we've seen a lot of lives happen. So let's dig into it. I think the maybe obvious starting point would be her. Her. So would you tell me and the people? I mean, he's told me, and I want to hear it again. But tell me about this. Where'd you get it, and what is it?
Yeah, it is a curved line SVT, which I think that's...
What's curved about it?
I think it's this situation, maybe?
Okay.
Actually, now that I look at it, maybe it's not a curved line. Maybe it's the black line. I need to look at it again. Anyway, it's like a...
Well, we'll edit it and put the real confirmation in the bottom right there.
We probably won't, but...
I won't.
I did buy like Ampeg or, some other company made a like history of Ampeg book that I bought the other day.
Sure.
It's really interesting.
They made a book.
Yeah. Like you go through, you see all the weird models and stuff. And
sure. Is it like a coffee table deal?
Yeah, it's not as pretty as as most coffee table books. Maybe they should hire us to redo it as a swanky coffee table
bass book. Maybe that's the goal. Maybe that's the end goal. If we just compile a calendar of bass cabs.
Screw this music thing. let's make coffee table books.
John Paul Jones, cool acoustic. That's January vibe for sure. We'll start
just do glamour shots of bass rigs.
Yes.
Anyway, it's like I think like mid 70s SVT. It's not a blue line. I think it was the curved line though, which would be like Magnavox era. It's my understanding.
Sure.
My other best understanding, and I am not like, I am really in above my head on this amplifier, but the circuit really didn't change. Between like the blue line, which is the really coveted early ones, and the black line, the curved line, all of that never really changed. And like once they got a good thing, they just kept doing it. Sure. And Ampeg had various points of history where they were. It moved around. It was a different factory here, or a different factory there, a different team, or they're getting sold, or all that kind of stuff.
Classic music brand, getting sold,
especially like this old. And then my other understanding is like the Rolling Stones came to America, needed huge amplifiers. It wasn't these weren't even necessarily branded as a bass amp until later, because bass players were the ones really gravitating to how it sounded.
Sure.
So that and the 810 cabinet was kind of the fridge, the go-to setup.
Yeah, buddy.
So I was fortunate enough to play with my band Abby Hamilton at the Bowery Ballroom in New York. And actually, no, it wasn't the Bowery. It was the Sinclair, which might be DC. I don't know. We played a really cool room in the Northeast somewhere. And the band that played, not the headliner, but the band that played in the middle had one of the new SVT VRs.
Sure.
Which is already kind of outdated. Now it's an SVT 50th anniversary from Yamaha.
Which a guy I played with last weekend had one of those.
Sick.
Yeah, it was super dope.
So the SVT VR is supposed to be a direct emulation of or a copy or whatever, a recreation of the blue line SVT, the really early SVTs.
Nice.
Differences, like one of the differences is that there's no like, you get the SVT CL, which is the one you see a lot backline, has a gain and then a master volume.
Sure.
This doesn't have that. It's just volume.
Nice.
So if you're overdriving it, you're having to get it in a place that I've certainly never had to turn it up in.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
To get around that, there's different people like them different ways. They like having the input gain so you can get some dirt on it, but keep your master low. I'm not really that person. I just know I plugged into that backline SVT and was like, this is the best sound I've ever had on my bass.
Dang. So, that's awesome. What a feeling. And it's never your own gear.
Of course not.
It can't be your own gear.
Yeah, so then I just kind of set out to get one.
Sure. So where'd you get this guy? Facebook?
I got it off of Craigslist. Craigslist, yeah.
Craigslist still exists.
Yes, Craigslist still exists.
So awesome. Okay, cool. So you met some guy, you got it. Did he give you information?
He knew a little bit about it. He had never gigged it.
Nice.
Honestly, the biggest thing, hopefully no one gets mad at me for saying this, but like I found that in some circumstances, especially if it's semi-local, they're so heavy, nobody wants to ship them.
Sure.
So if you find one locally, a lot of times you can find a legit old school one less than the price of the new reissues.
Wow. Okay.
So it's like, okay, if I'm going to buy one of these, do I buy one that's probably going to go down in value a little bit? Or do I buy one that's already, it's going to start appreciating value
it's on the up
because it's the OG.
Sure.
Some fun stuff about it too. I switched this grill cloth out because I got this cabinet, and I'll talk about this in just a sec. I wanted the grill cloths to match, but the original grill cloth, it was always this like bluish silver sparkle color. But when I got this thing, I thought it was black. It was like, it looked like an SVT CL, like just jet black. And you pop the cover off and I flipped it over, and on the back side, it wasn't exposed to all the dirt, and it was this blue silvery.
Nice.
Silvery color, which is super fun. So obviously I still have that old grill cloth set up for whenever I want that. But I like it to match because I'm weird.
Sure. No, I think it looks good. I think it looks really good.
So my understanding, this is like the original SVT preamp, and then this is like B15-ish, just like a super loud SVT or a Ampeg B15, the little flip top.
Yeah.
Kind of guys. I don't think I enjoy this preamp very much. Or I should say I like it, but I think the magic is kind of in all the mid control.
Sure.
Over here. Some people, like when I saw Dawes the other day, that bass player had an SVT reissue. I think he has an OG at home.
He jumped it.
And he would jump the channels.
You gotta jump it.
And I think he would use this for low end and this for high end.
Nice. Okay.
I tried that, and I didn't immediately think it was my thing, but I don't know.
Totally. Cool.
It's also a different circumstance with this cabinet.
Sure.
Ampeg made an SVT 212, so 212-inch speakers, AV anniversary, which just is like the grill cloth.
Sure.
At the end of the day, it's like they finally made a cabinet that is wide enough for the SVT to even sit on it and it not look
ridiculous,
bad.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. And I bought it almost just for aesthetic. Like,
sure.
It's not really a ported cat. It's made to like emulate an 810.
Sure.
An 810 doesn't go down as low as you would think it does.
It 100% doesn't. As a guy that gets them backlined constantly.
Right. It's not that low.
It's never what you think it is. It's punchy and it's great because we're always with in-ears. So it's like, okay, cool. I can still like feel it like in my back.
Oh yeah.
Which is fun, but it's never as low as you think. You're totally right.
I like that. I think I'm liking that more and more.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody. I think people who don't like that, they might buy a 610 from Ampeg instead of the 810 because the 610 is ported. So it has a little bit more low lows.
Sure. Cool, man.
But anyway,
I love it.
It's great. Sits on top of it really cool. I didn't expect to be like, I love this cab. It's awesome. It sounds great.
Nice. Shipped to your house. I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it was like $550, $600.
That's great. I mean, bang for buck, I'll take it.
And it's foreign made. Which for me, it's great because cabs get trashed on the road.
Yeah.
So I need something that does what it does, and it's cheap, and it sounds really, really, really good.
Yeah.
Really
we do
good.
need to note, he did take this whole amp out. No case, just like raw in the trailer.
No,
just threw it
not
in the
the trailer,
bag,
it was
bro.
in the
Or
van.
okay, raw in the van. And I'm like, oh gosh. He's just like, yeah, I'm gonna take this on. This is my challenge.
Yeah, that's
It came out all right.
yeah. I got a little nick, not nick, you, a little nick on this logo. I bought some covers for it now. I want to avoid getting. I don't know. I don't want to put this in like a road case because it's already so heavy.
Yeah, but man,
I know I need to.
even if it was a road case where you pulled it out every time.
right.
Most people that are travel these stacks have the full road case with
They
the
have
head
the
spot and the
legit-
cab spot, which is nice.
And they pay somebody to push it.
Sometimes. Sometimes not. Sometimes you just need that triple wreck, you know? Sometimes you got to have it. Yeah, dude, I think it's really cool. I was telling him earlier, I saw Marcus King, one of his cabs, has a Cadillac emblem right here on the otthis side. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, what could I put on there? That's pretty cool.
Just need to put my Honda
yeah, Honda element right there. Honda. This is a Honda amp.
Honda Ampeg.
I love it. Well, good for you,
So,
man.
it's good. I like it.
I haven't been amp shopping in
Mm.
5 years. And when I bought that amp, I've gigged it once and I didn't need to.
Yeah.
It wasn't mic'd. It wasn't anything. It was on stage for a look. And
Yeah.
I still had a direct out signal. It just,
Yeah.
I don't get to play with them. I don't have the ability to really.
Well, this is like super loud, even with this tiny little cabinet in comparison to an 810.
I can confirm.
It was
really
freaking so loud. So I'm really playing with that volume. I'm usually staying like right here, which is like, just barely on in most of my gigging situation. We played a theater last week. We opened for Blackberry Smoke,
Nice.
which was amazing. And it sounded magical.
Beautiful.
So, successful voyage. It was really heavy, but it sounded really, really cool. We did not mic it. So, I mean, it was just a really fancy, cool looking monitor,
Nice.
but we took the out of my Noble. Don't say anything about my Noble. And it was great. If we had time, or if the front of house guy wanted to, he had a limited number of inputs, but I would have totally mic'd it.
Yeah.
It sounds so clear. I think a lot of people, when they think of an old amp, they think of like muddy. It sounds really clear, which is my favorite part of it.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's such a true sound, especially.
Yeah.
I mean, he had that P bass in it. It's like,
Yeah. Hey, and with that being said, this cab got delayed sending it to me for a couple weeks, which is a huge bummer. And I got to use your Laney 410 on a gig, and I used it with my Quilter, like Class D head. It was awesome.
They're pretty cool.
It was tiny. It was awesome.
I've told Carson this before, but I went to NAMM, I want to say in 2017, 2018, somewhere around there. And I went around and we listened to everything. I mean, all these really cool high-end cabs, and we had found the Laney booth and heard this Laney Nexus, and I was like, whatever. I was like, their marketing is like a Line X lightweight cab. I'm like, whatever. We play it, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm like, whatever. We come home, Lexington, Kentucky, shout out. Go into the Guitar Center. In the corner, there's a whole stack sitting there. Just 1,000-watt head, the big guy. And then it's two cabs with it. So the top's a 410, the bottom's a 15. And I paid I want to say $1,200 for all of it.
Solid.
I mean, that's less than half of what it would retail for.
Right?
I suppose so.
I think you'd consider that boutique.
I suppose so. I didn't know what to expect from it, and then found it at home, and I was like, well, I gotta.
Yeah.
So I basically cleared out my trunk and was like, this is going to fit, and I'm taking it home. And I did, and it's great, and I've still got it. Like I said, it's been out at my house one time. Well, for some little rehearsals, but one gig been out. So
it's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's cool.
I played an outdoor pavilion thing, a couple thousand people, and it kept up every bit of what I needed to, especially for stage
sure
volume. was awesome. So
I don't know anything about stage volume.
yeah. Well, I had in-ears too, but I still,
Nice.
I like to feel it. I want to hear it and I want to feel it.
Nice. Yeah.
So
yeah, in-ears they're a gift, but also at the same time as a bass player, like I do miss feeling it.
The neutering of a bass player.
You got good seal, it's still fun, but I do wish I had a little bit of response.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe one day we'll get back to it, but for now, I'm riding.
Yeah.
Like I said, dude, I'm switching over to the pedal board. I've got an Arkham Oracle coming in. Tube preamp. Should be pretty cool. Carson was like, you got to check this out. And I was like, ordered. So it's on the way. Well, there's like a 6-week wait time. So I'm really, really excited. I'm stoked for that. The guy that makes him super, super nice to me. Been great. So it should come here in a few weeks. We'll get a demo out. Be awesome. But yeah, I'm in the middle of building a new board and I'm very, very excited about it.
The Arkham, like, even just looking at it, let's say we get it and we don't like it at all. Or you don't like it, I don't like, whatever.
Sure.
It's
if I don't
so
like it,
cool looking.
It's so dope. What I was going to say is if I don't like it, Carson will for sure buy it. So he's like, yeah, well.
I'm trying not to think about how much I might like it.
Yeah. Well, it's really cool because it gives you a lot of chance to like get some breakup out of it.
Right.
And there's a couple switches on it and really good control. So some would say more control than the Noble, but it's fine. It's
definitely.
For reference, it is the same, I think, almost it's close to exact same dimensions as a Noble. So a bigger pedal, but should fit pretty well on my board. So I'm really excited for it.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll update you guys when we get that in.
Yeah. Cool. Maybe we could do, I don't know. I've mentioned this before, so hopefully we don't cut this out.
Run it.
I think we could do like when we're talking about the Arkham Oracle, we have my Noble and we have a Rupert Neve DI.
Oh yeah.
We can just kind of like shoot it out, see what they sound like, or at least have that included as a reference.
Sure.
I think the Neve DI and the Noble, they sound different, but they both sound fantastic. It's just like two flavors, and it'd be nice to compare that to the Oracle's flavor. 100%. If like without it overdriving, does it sound closer to the Rupert Neve DI or does it sound closer to the Noble, which I would consider like a dark? Sure. Is it like brilliant or dark until you start overdriving it? Then it kind of turns to a different beast.
Sure.
And the EQ is really interestingly flexible.
Yeah. And
is there some weird shift control on it? Maybe like a mid shift thing.
I remember
or like a contour.
I can't remember off the top of my head what all it's got, but I know it's got your like low mid switch and everything.
Right. It's just weird combination of switches and knobs.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah. So I think the last thing that I've got to grab is a dirt pedal of sorts. So hopefully going to try a couple out. I know I'm super late to the boat, but I do love that microtubes deal, the vintage microtubes. But also looking to try some other things. He likes his Grizzly. I'm looking for something a little smaller form factor wise. I'm trying to fit it on a pretty small board. So we'll see where I land. I'll probably get a couple and, see what washes up onto Facebook Marketplace. But yeah, I'm excited. It's been a while since I've gotten to board hunt before. So
you got bored?
Got bored.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Something else fun. I was just kind of thinking off the cuff. Adam from Idols heard our first podcast episode, which was amazing. He sent me some information. Hopefully we can talk more about it in the future. I think one of the things that it was kind of a chunkier neck on his jazz bass than you would think he had. I think he might have like selected the chunkier neck. And then after that, it's a 70s style jazz bass, which I was curious about.
Nice.
So that means that back pickup's a little closer to the bridge. Then I think he put Seymour Duncan quarter pounders in it.
I remember, yeah.
And that's his thing.
That's the flavor.
I think it's still passive. Pretty confident it's still passive.
Yeah.
I don't have much experience with those pickups. So
yeah, I don't either.
I'm interested.
I don't either. I'm definitely interested in that kind of stuff. I never really been in jazz bass territory. I had a 75 reissue a while ago, and I did not like it. We didn't get along, and I traded it for a Rick.
Yeah, it's just great.
Yeah, it's a great decision. I'm so happy with that. I'm so happy with the Rick. But now I'm like, as a bass player, I probably should have a jazz bass. So even if it stays at home.
The American vintage 2s look really, really cool.
Yeah,
they're like one of the first like Fender like not custom shop basses that I'm like, that's
nice.
ticking a lot of boxes right there.
Yeah, I know.
I don't need another bass, but
But like you could.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But you could.
But
yeah, I've been browsing. If my buddy he said he had this really good idea. He's like, keep a phone list, like a phone note, and I just like always search these terms, and whatever comes up, I just grab it. And I was like, I should make a list. So I've been hunting for basses too. I really need to collect something else, whatever it is, whether it's another P bass or a jazz bass. But I've been kind of scoping it out, seeing what's out there. Sometimes our local Facebook marketplace can really dry up.
Yeah, it's very hit or miss.
A lot of entry-level squires, which is great for somebody. I mean, somebody's got to start on that, and it'd be great. But for me, I feel like I can't ever find the gear I'm actually looking for.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm trying to look for, like, more specific pedals. It's like, you never see it.
I'm in a new one called Keep Louisville Loud.
Oh, okay.
Which is, Louisville's what how far away?
An hour.
Like an hour away.
It depends on how the highway is, but an hour.
Yeah, and those people are posting some interesting stuff.
Well, maybe I need to check it out.
Especially like low watt tube amps and like oddity, like just rare stuff.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily expensive, but I've been looking at that and been like, oh wow. Every other day I'm like, ooh, can I afford that?
Yeah.
Ooh, can I afford
Should I
that?
drive to Louisville?
Yeah, is it worth the money and the drive? Because now gas, that's an extra whatever.
Gas prices are getting
Gas prices, they're getting me.
So pretty cool. Here's a fun update. So I've been bass player tour manager for 2 years now. And I've probably played 1 or 2 guitar gigs. And my old band finally we're like putting out some new music, so I'm playing guitar again. I gotta like check my board for guitar. I'm like, I've been notoriously bad about neglecting the board, and always, you plug it in, you got some odd, unexplainable buzz, and then you take it a room over, and there's just none, and you're like, But it's kind of funny to move back into the single coil realm, or basically an out of phase pickup realm.
Yeah.
Because literally, if you're standing too close to the wrong light, then it's just screaming at you. And I don't really deal with that at all right now.
Yeah.
Being on my P bass and on my Lakeland, it's just never really a factor for me. Sometimes with the wrong configuration with the Lakeland, I will, but with the 5502. But it's got that humbucker in there, so I'm always able to avoid it. But now I'm back in like buzz territory, and I'm like, oh gosh, here we go. I'm excited though. Yeah.
Nick's a great guitar player.
Oh,
he really is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Electric player. It's weird to think about playing a guitar gig. It's really funny because you
gotta stay sharp. I mean, you're good at it, so you gotta keep it up.
I guess I gotta do something. I get to play a good bit of both at home, but like I said, it's been so long since I've gigged out. And I've acquired so much new gear in the meantime that I'm like, I don't even know if I'm still going to like my sound. Like, it's been so long. I've really got to get this stuff out and like, knock the dust off of the tone itself. So
yeah. And you said it's in January?
Yeah, mid-January.
We'll have to post something about it too.
Yeah, come on. You can do it. You can do a picture of my guitar rig on the bass channel.
On the
Nick's guitar rig
show.
Yeah, who knows?
Man, that'll be awesome. I'm happy y'all are just playing.
Yeah, really excited. Should be really fun for me. So, yeah, baby.
Well, got anything else? I think I'm good,
buddy. I think that's it.
Yeah, send your complaints to Nick.
Yep.
And
my email is carsonshouldersmusic@gmail.com.
Don't do that. Yeah. Anyway, if you want to stick around, you want to subscribe, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this on a audio only version, it would be much appreciated if you found out how to review us. Give us a 5-star review.
That'd be great.
It'd help a lot. Help some other people see it. I hate when people ask to review stuff for podcasts, but here's where we are.
Yep. So we could use it. So yeah, and then always let us know if there's any gear that you're wondering about that you just want 2 idiots to sit down and play with for about an hour and a half and put up an uncut video of it. So if there's something that you guys want to see, let us know. We're all ears, and you can ship us anything for free, and we'll keep it.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thanks a bunch.
Thanks. See ya.
Peace.